Oh, wait, yeah. Okay. All right, perfect. Well, thank you for being here. And I would like to go around and have everybody introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your site, like if you're new or a continuing site.
I'll start. My name is Lisa Wallace. I work at Rocky Mountain College in Billings, Montana. We've participated in AmeriCorps in several different forms for quite a few years. I think this is the first time in about 4 years that we've hosted an MTCC members. Jill Washburn is carrying the lion's share of the work, but she'll be leaving in November or so, so I have to get back up to speed.
All right, beautiful. Tracy and Maura are also here. They are with MSU Northern. And they have been this will be the start of the third year with our program. And Nicole Mitchell is also here and should be brand new. All right, well, perfect. Then let's go on ahead and move forward. I'll try to watch the chats as well. Let's see. So welcome. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. There we go. So introductions. I am Danette, so I'm the AmeriCorps manager, and I'll be working closely with all of you to help support you guys as you are supporting AmeriCorps members. And then we have Alyssa Kelly. She's not with us today. Helena with the Vistas training. They've got some new Vistas coming on. So she's up there, and she's our program specialist. She's the one that will help with onboarding a lot of the members through our new America Learns program. Margaret Cobb is actually ending her service on Thursday. She was our AmeriCorps senior leader. And Jason Forges starts on Friday as our AmeriCorps senior leader, and he will be serving here in the Montana Campus Compact office, helping me to support the leaders and somewhat for team members that don't have leaders, like with the case of Rocky Mountain College, they don't have a leader. So he can be somewhat supportive of team members. It's all just kind of new, so we'll see how that goes with being able to support team members. At the sites without a leader, we do expect that the site supervisor takes on a very active role as well. So let's see. Montana Campus Compact is an organization that brings together 18 colleges and universities around the state. They are our affiliates, and we advance the public purpose of colleges and universities by deepening their ability to improve community life and educate students for civic and social responsibility. So here at Montana Campus Compact, we do a lot of we're really interested in getting college students engaged in service, so that's where our team members come in, but then also, one-time volunteers and maybe some college students that aren't able to give a full 300 hours over the year, but just want to help out with national days of service or, help out on a less frequent time with projects. We are very interested in getting any college student engaged in service, be it a long-term or one time. And then also we look to get youth involved in service and like veterans as well. So those are kind of when you are planning days of service or you have volunteers that are helping you with any of your projects, we will want you to be counting how many volunteers and how many hours, and then also letting us know if they are college students, youth, community service, or community members, or veterans, those kinds of, that kind of information as well. Amy, do I see that you've joined us now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you want to tell us who you are real quick and where your site?
My name is Amy Berlanek. I'm the Executive Director of the Institute for Educational Opportunities at Montana Tech. I served as an AmeriCorps member in 1994 to 1995, and from 1998 until today, I have had one type or another supervisor role for the AmeriCorps Campus Corps team at Montana Tech.
There you go. So she's you guys' expert. You'll want to take down her information and contact her for.
Or I'm just old and delusional over it all at this point.
All right. Well, you already know who I am, so we'll just go ahead and move forward here. You guys should see your campuses here, and that's why even for those organizations that are on the line right now that aren't based at a campus. Because we are Montana Campus Compact, we are all about engaging the campus as well in your projects. So that's why we ask for you to have a contact at a campus, and you'll see here the different campuses that are our affiliates, and we highly encourage that you do reach out to the campus to help you with your service in a variety of ways. Let's see. Next one. Okay, so because we are Campus Compact, our board of directors is made up of the CEOs, presidents, chancellors of those colleges and universities around the state. And we are enacting an executive board. So that's going to be, because it's really difficult, as you can imagine, to bring together all of those board of directors, even on a quarterly basis. Once a year, we do a everybody come together basis around the regions. So that helps us bring them all together. But because it's been very difficult to get all of the chancellors, CEOs, presidents, and such together, we've started an executive board, which is a few select those ones that have chosen to be part of that, plus a couple of community members as well. And then we also have an advisory board for Montana Campus Compact, and some of you may actually have served on it, or definitely know somebody from the campus that serves on that, and we meet monthly with them. Andrea Vernon.
What is the sorry?
Yes.
What is the term of service on the advisory board for members that get on? Are they on for a year or 3 or?
I don't know if there is a limit or a time frame, or if it's just whoever happens to be the one available at the college. I'm not really sure. I can check into that though, if there's a time limit on. There's a natural change and turnover that I've definitely noticed, but whether or not those who are committed, I'm not sure. But that's a good question. I will check on that. Did somebody else join us by phone? I see 406-544-1804.
Oh, Danette, that's me. That's Nicole. So on my computer, I can view it, but I can't interact with the audio, so I called in too.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to introduce yourself and your site really quick too?
Oh, sure. I'm Nicole Mitchell, and I'm with the flagship program in Missoula. We're an after-school program that's through Western Montana Mental Health Center, but we offer programs in 8 Missoula County public schools for students in grades K through 12 for free.
Right, and this is their first year of having a team, so we're super excited. All right, so then the rest of Montana Campus Compact, we have Andrea Vernon, who is our executive director. Josh Vanek is our associate director. I already mentioned Alyssa and myself, and then there's Kathy Peters, who is our office manager. She'll be the one that handles invoicing, and then Erin Barstow is our VISTA manager. So the VISTAs are capacity building AmeriCorps program, and that's where you may have heard VISTA before. And some of you have been or served with them or had them serve with you. So our roles with the AmeriCorps team, we have team members who are our college students who commit to serving up to 300 hours in the academic year or the whole year. So they can start as early as September 1 and serve through August 31st, but several of them will be ending their term of service at the end of the academic year. It's really up to you guys and how what kind of support you need in the summertime and whether or not your members are able to serve through the summer as well. Leaders are non-students who support the members and organize team building activities. They do 1,700 hours of service starting September 1, or if we haven't got one recruited yet, we can always start a little later. I'd really like to see all leaders on board by mid-October at the latest. We have our first training where we all come together on the last week of October in Great Falls, so I'd really like to see that all of our leaders are on by then. Site supervisors, so that's you guys, and you guys are a very important part of our organization, as you are the ones there who can oversee the leaders and team members and help ensure that the project that you have is done in an efficient manner. And then I am the program manager, so I oversee the entire state's programs.
Jeanette?
Yes.
I just have a quick question. So do the team members have to work directly with the leaders? Because our leader will be based out of one of our 8 flagship sites. And then I have an interview with a member this week, but I wonder, does she have to work directly with that leader, or could she just work with our program as a whole?
She can work with your program as a whole. I encourage that the leaders kind of help bring the team members together and have that networking opportunity and stuff, but they wouldn't have to work side by side by any means. Like with the program in Butte, they have, at Montana Tech, they have Butte High, Anaconda High, Ramsey after-school program, and the Legion Oasis after-school program. So they have team members that are placed at all of those sites, and then their leader just kind of oversees and supports them. So how you use your leader, we do encourage that they would help support the team members and giving them that AmeriCorps experience, but they wouldn't have to work right next to them. It's kind of how you guys plan it out.
Okay.
All right, so then we'll get into more activities. So the team members or the leaders and members will lead college positive activities for youth. So some of the programs have like FAFSA completion, college application weeks, college tours, those kinds of things. But then there's also academic mentoring, you know, so it's that opportunity when you get in with a first grader and asking them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And just really talking in the terms of college is obtainable. Even when you're working with the little people, you're still doing college positive activities with the youth. And any time that even the young folks can get the opportunity to come to a campus, we highly encourage that as well. Leaders, they do not supervise the team members. So that's the host site supervisors do that, but the leader would help support them. You know, they can help with the activities that I talked about, you know, having monthly meetings or weekly meetings or however you guys design your program, but they would be support for the team members. And then they can recruit and manage new college students and community volunteers so they can support them and help you. If you have a leader that's starting on Friday, they can help you get to the campus and help you recruit work study students and stuff as well. So you can use them in that way. We do ask that all of our members, team members and leaders, journal to track their hours and any great stories. It helps them when it's time to do their weekly time logs. They can go back into their journal and kind of see how many hours they served with and how many youth they served with, and then also that opportunity to really reflect on their service and write down all those great stories that have been coming in lately as we're closing out a lot of we have 52 members over this last year, and so we are closing them out right now, and I'm hearing some really great stories. So excited to hear more stories as we go throughout this year. And then both site supervisors and the members will be tracking beneficiaries, and then leaders need to do monthly goals or a work plan for us, and we want them to do it use SMART goals. And we'll go over a training with them on what SMART goals are. And then submitting monthly reports. So monthly reports, if you have a team like Butte will have a leader and like 6 or 7 team members, it's only one report for everyone. So that's where that journaling comes in handy so that everybody can kind of say who they served with. Of course, you don't want to be like 2 team members served with 20 kids and count them twice. It's, 20 kids. The team served with 20 kids. So be thinking about how to avoid duplicating your numbers, but and then just doing the one report monthly. And right now it is a Google form. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and usually takes maybe 15 to 30 minutes to complete monthly. And then leaders have to attend all of our MTCC trainings. So we have a calendar, and I'll share it with you in a little while, and then we'll put it out on our website as a resource, and the calendar will tell you when we plan to come together throughout the state. We may not know where we're going to be together, but that everyone will travel. Team members, college students, they do not attend these trainings because they're college students and they wouldn't be able to get away. But they are required for leaders. So supervisor responsibilities. So this is for you guys. So thinking about, providing a host site orientation and kind of a community orientation. Some of our members will be coming from out of state, and even if they have been in the state or whatever, you may want to still help them with community orientation, helping them get out and meet maybe an executive director of a different nonprofit. We will provide a scavenger hunt for all of our team members, or all members, and for the most part, it's leaders. So some of the requirements on there is to meet an executive director, to attend a city meeting, to introduce themselves to the mayor, city council, those kinds of things, kind of helping them get more engaged in the community, especially for those ones that are coming from out of state. Also engaging in some fun activities that are in the community, attend a free event at a park, those kinds of things too, to just help get them out there and thinking about what they can do to become part of the community. And so that would be kind of on yours as well, to kind of help support them in those efforts. Providing a healthy environment for your members to be successful, and ensure members do not engage in prohibited activities. And we will discuss what those activities are a little while. Encourage and guide them as they lead college positive activities with youth. And let's see, support the team members, and then weekly time logs and confirming their hours, and then also supporting the tracking of beneficiaries and helping ensure that they can attend all of our trainings. And like I said, we have a calendar right now that kind of gives the dates and everything. So if you can, check with your schedules and try to avoid scheduling anything during those dates, that would be best. So how our program is successful is, of course, the key to our success is our host site supervisors. So enrolling and retaining our members. So that's kind of where I'm saying with the leaders really helping to support team members so that they feel like they're part of a group instead of just out there on their own, tackling all of these opportunities on their own. It's nice to have a group. So that's where the leader and the supporting the teams comes in. And, if we are supporting them, it'll be easier to retain them. And then also, as you are recruiting for team members, just making sure that they understand that it's a 300-hour commitment, but that, some of them might start in September and there's just gung-ho and they have so much going on and they complete 300 hours by February. It's not just a 300-hour term, it's an academic year or a full year. So you kind of decide up in advance whether or not it's going to be academic, but if they complete 300 hours by February, they are committed to serve through May. So be thinking about that when you're getting them on. The 300 is minimum. A lot of our members will serve more than 300. The 1,700 is minimum for leaders, but a lot of them will serve more than that as well. So but making sure that the members understand when they're signing on as team members for 300 hours that they're able to complete those hours over the academic year. Meeting goals of, coaching first generation low income youth to help them reach and succeed in college. And then compliance. So compliance. It's the submitting of time logs weekly, and then it's on you guys to make sure that you approve their time logs weekly as well. So members are asked to put their time to do their time logs by Monday, and site supervisors are asked to approve them by Tuesday. And super excited, Amy, you'll be excited to hear that we now have a new time log system as well. So it's mobile friendly. Did you hear that? It's mobile friendly.
I did.
Super exciting. I'm excited. In that system, it's America Learns, and it also will allow the members to be able to go out, download the enrollment paperwork, and then upload it into the system, and that will also help us manage our members electronically. So we're super excited about that. The other thing that it does for us is accompaniment. So as Amy knows, we've always had like a sheet of paper that they had to bring in and have signed with each member until their criminal history check is adjudicated. They have to be accompanied by someone who has been cleared to work with youth. So that's why it's so important when you do have a team member to have them get their fingerprints to us as soon as possible. We can't start them until we have fingerprints, but then the sooner their fingerprints and their check comes back, the sooner they don't have to be accompanied. The time log system is now going to handle the accompaniment. There'll be a box in there where they can sign who accompanied them. And when you approve that time log, that means you are saying, you are attesting to that they were accompanied while serving. So there'll be less paper and more just electronic and mobile friendly. So super excited. Are there any questions about that? All right. So we are still interviewing candidates for leaders. And so we do ask that if you haven't got a leader already, that you do contact whoever we send to you within 24 hours and interview quickly. We do want to make sure that we have them on board within the next 6 weeks, I suppose. So, and it's very competitive. We've got a few applicants still out there. We'll be interviewing this week, and several of them are going to multiple sites. So you got to jump on it quickly to make sure that you have a chance to interview each of these awesome candidates. Let's see. Oh, we do suggest that you do some recruitment for leaders and team members from your side as well. So making sure that it's on your website, Facebook posts. We've been putting out several Facebook posts from Montana Campus Compact, so we'd like you to go out there and share. Newsletters, other nonprofits newsletters, volunteer websites, college job sites. So if you are looking for team members, make sure that you get a hold of the financial aid and work study folks on your campus to get that posted out in there. And recruiting for team members is going to be important to be doing right away because the students are coming back or have already started, and they will find their college jobs, their work study positions pretty quickly. Flyering on campuses, tabling at events, and all those wonderful ideas there for recruiting leaders. And then same for the team members. Like I said, they'll be looking for work study jobs right now. And you could talk to your financial aid office about what might be the best way to reach students. Students can be work study, but then we can even have practicum interns. That would be something that they'd set up with one of their professors. They can volunteer, and we have had volunteer team members. As long as you feel like they really will complete 300 hours, then you can have volunteers. Or your organization itself could offer a small stipend. They cannot be employees of the college or of your organization, but you could offer a small living stipend if you wanted to, because you have such a great one that's not able to have work study, or like master's levels students as well. So,
Jeanette,
yes.
really quick. So The team members cannot be work study students.
No, they can be work study students. Highly encourage
okay.
that they do be work study students. They cannot be a student employee of the university
Oh, okay.
or of your organization. You can't hire them on, because then it's no
Right.
longer service. So flyering on campus, presenting to college classes, same kinds of things with the website, volunteer sites, Facebook. I suggest that you guys go out and like our Facebook page if you haven't already, and then each other's Facebook pages so that you can keep sharing all the great things that'll be going on. Tabling, talking to your campus trio or student success offices if you're not already that office, and also reaching out to your campus disability services. They may be able to help you recruit team members as well. So here, yes?
This is Tracy up in Havre.
Yes.
You said practicum. Does that mean that we can have education students again while they're on their teaching practicum?
So what do you mean?
So there's students who are out in the high schools, or not necessarily. We have both elementary education and secondary education.
Mm-hmm.
So historically, before the last, 4 years, before that, we were able to take those students who are out doing their student teaching, which is a practicum,
Mm-hmm.
allow them to use those student teaching hours to count towards an AmeriCorps position. Can we do that again?
Were you told at some point you could not?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me look into that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been told that they can be practicum and interns, so I'd have to look to see about student teaching. I guess student teaching, then the question would be if they were, I don't know. That's a really good question. Let me find out.
They're doing work for college credit.
Right.
Right? So they're getting college credit for it. They're not getting paid.
Right.
So, but there was a point in which we were told we couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that. Okay, well, yeah, let me find out, because that would be a great resource for that. Yes?
On a similar note, at Rocky Mountain College, we used to use it in a similar fashion for our education students, but then also for our physician assistant students while they were out on clinical rotations. And
Yep,
same
we did the
situation, right. So that would also include like nursing students, rad tech students at other colleges. And we were told very much that program was going away. Nationally, it wasn't just a Montana thing.
Right. I think I know kind of what, I think there was at least with the teacher one, there was some kind of a program that was focused on just teachers, student teaching. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure about that one. With the PA students, of course, this needs to be college access focused and academic mentoring type of opportunities. So I don't know what the physician's assistants would be doing.
Okay.
But yeah,
well,
so we've had
granted, PA students are not focusing on that by any shape of the imagination, but I guess on that same note, your regular student teaching students aren't either. So maybe that's the crux, Tracy.
And that might be it as well, right? And maybe it's maybe if they're doing a high school student teaching and they went above and beyond, we're supporting FAFSA completion or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I can definitely check into that.
That'd be great. It'd just be great to know.
Yeah.
That's even a possibility.
It would be a great way to recruit team members, for sure.
I don't think I'd have a problem recruiting team members if we could do that again.
Right. Okay. So these right here are some materials that we have, and I can email this to you or print you out some and mail them to you. So the education award in here for team members is wrong. So it is $1,230. They always update the website for the following year before this year. I don't know. Anyway, the people who serve next year will get $1,252, but those who serve this year will only get $1,230. So I can send you those things as well, so you can start using them to help recruit. And a nice recruiting story to tell is that 13 colleges and universities in Montana can match up to $1,000 annually of your education award. And in 2015, over $60,000 was matched in the state of Montana for education awards. So that's a really great benefit. They can turn that $1,230 into $2,230, excuse me, which is a great benefit as well. So here's the prohibited activities. So they really can't engage in political activism. They're welcome to do that on their own time. It's a little more sketchy with our leaders than it is with team members, but we would definitely not want them wearing an AmeriCorps A and out there, you know, with a sign protesting or anything. Religious activities, so we do have members who could serve in a church, but they would not be the ones who are teaching Sunday school or about Jesus and that kind of stuff. Union organizing, working for a for-profit business. Some of our members might do some other service outside of the projects that you guys have presented to us, but they couldn't count any of those hours if they're working for a for-profit. We cannot provide abortion services or referrals, nor can we provide needle exchange services. These members should be an added value and not displace any of your staff or volunteers. And we do ask that we make sure that their service is done in a safe manner, and that both the kids and the AmeriCorps members remain safe. So those are our prohibited activities. So here's the accompaniment. I kind of went over that already. So these are the 4 types of criminal history checks that we do on all of our members, except for state of residence, and that's only if they happen to be from out of state. So that even counts for students who might be going to college at UM, but they actually live in California. Then we would have to do a California residence check as well. So we do the NSOPW. Then everyone has to give us fingerprints, and the fingerprints cover both the state of Montana and the FBI check here. And until that comes back adjudicated, they have to be accompanied. Like I said, it has to be accompanied by somebody who's been cleared to work with youth, and by signing and approving their time logs that mention that you are attesting that they have been accompanied. And then once their checks come back adjudicated, then I will send you a determined eligible to serve notification, at which point then we'll go into America Learns, remove that requirement for accompaniment, and they're able to serve without having someone be with them. So any questions about criminal history checks and accompaniment? All right. So here is that awesome calendar. We're going to be busy, busy, busy. So you can see National Days of Service. We've got some important dates like the FAFSA application, priority deadlines, those kinds of things. But if you go through there, you can see when we're going to be getting together. So the end of October 24th through the 26th. That doesn't seem like the right dates, but it probably is. Building Engaged Citizens is in Great Falls, so we'll all travel there together. We handle costs associated with getting them there and feeding them, lodging, and this is only for leaders. So that's important to recognize. And there's our group of leaders at the AmeriCorps Symposium, and AmeriCorps Symposium happens the first week of March. That is where the Governor's Office on Community Service brings together all AmeriCorps members serving in the state for a symposium for a few days. We'll do a training on that Tuesday, and then the symposium will be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see, March. Oh, it's not actually on here. Oh, yes, it is. 6th to the 9th. And that's a really great opportunity for our members to network with other AmeriCorps members serving in the state. There will be a time where they break out by region and let them really talk so that they can support each other on national service days, and any support that they need, either making friends when they're new to the state, those kinds of things. So we'll go ahead and email off everyone a copy of that and also post it to our resources on our page. Let's see. The time log system, like I said, they're going to do that weekly by Monday, and then ask that you approve it by Tuesday. And there is a video, but it's like 5 minutes, and we're already at 2:37. So I'm going to send you guys the video to watch on your own on how to use the time log system, but it'll be great and straightforward. All right, so time logs, again, completed by Monday. You guys approve them by Tuesday. Supervisor keeps track of hours, so when you're inside the time log system, you'll be able to see where how many hours they've completed and how many hours they need to complete, and just kind of keeping an eye on it to make sure that you feel like they are on track to complete their 300 or 1,700 hours. And like I said, doing 400 hours is totally acceptable as well, and happens. Narrative ideas. So that's the other thing, is we do want you to be paying attention to what they write into their time logs. We don't want them saying something like, I played with kids and pushed some papers around a desk. I played with kids in a park. That's not what our funders want to hear. They want to hear that they were engaging youth in activities to increase their self-esteem, engaging them in academic mentoring, teaching them leadership skills, teamwork, physical and mental abilities, blah, blah, blah. We have a words to live by or words to serve by sheet that we'll send out to everybody, and also post it to our resources so that they can kind of have some talking points for the narratives. But we did get dinged that we do an unplug and play, and one of our members was serving at the unplug and play, which is an opportunity to play with youth in a park, and he said, I played with kids in a park. They don't want to see that. So it is up to you guys to kind of keep an eye on that, and then I will also kind of look at it too. So ask them to tell, they can brief, time logs can be brief, and tell the story that the grant funders want to hear and the reality of the true service to America and the youth that they're privileged to serve. All right, so these are where we have sites right now around the state. So you will see that we will start coming to visit sites starting September, October through November, and then again in March through May timeframe. So be thinking about when you'd like to see us, and because there's so many sites around the state, we do have to coordinate with others, but letting us know kind of, these would be really good times for us to come visit you. That would help guide us. And then here's just some folks that are serving over the year. And the thing I will note here is you can see the AmeriCorps A here, Martin Luther King Day. No, wait, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let's see, AmeriCorps A right here, AmeriCorps A there, AmeriCorps A there, AmeriCorps A there. So when you are taking photos, whenever you can put the AmeriCorps A into the photos, then I can pass those on to our grant funders and the Governor's Office of Community Service, and then she can pass them up to Washington, D.C. Any photos that you do take would be great, but if they don't have the A in them, I can't use them in my reporting. This was just from our impacts from our first year of service. We only had 7 AmeriCorps leaders, 21 team members. This last year we had 10 AmeriCorps leaders and 42 team members. So we have definitely expanded our program. They had 186 campus visits to 6 different campuses. And then you can see down here at the bottom where we're talking about volunteers recruited. They recruited 499 volunteers. And of those, 194 of them were college students, and we really like to see that, as well as youth. Engaging youth in service at a young age is important as well. So highlighting, again, with the AmeriCorps A, whenever possible, great stories. So thinking about how their service has affected themselves or the youth that they're working with. You know, I had a really great experience. I saw the light bulb go on in this child's eyes when we were talking about this, that, or the other thing. Whenever you do have an event, Amy's program at Montana Tech is really good. They've got a great relationship with their local media. So whenever they're having events, National Days of Service, they always get something in the news, in the newspaper, on the TV, those kinds of things. So sending out press releases is a great idea. Facebook posts and shares. And like I said before, if you guys all want to kind of find everybody else's Facebooks and support each other that way, the more shares, the better everybody gets with highlighting AmeriCorps service. And, you know, in this administration right now, it's really important that we are highlighting what great service our AmeriCorps members are doing so that we can continue to have funding. And share with, you know, invite the campus representatives and community members, local representatives, state representatives, to attend events that you're hosting. You know, invite the mayor. Mayor Ingen comes and reads for Martin Luther King Day. Invite these guys so that when they are asked about AmeriCorps, they have firsthand knowledge on that. And, you know, you can invite Tester and Danes. They may not show in person, but they might send a letter or just have a better understanding of what we're doing in the state. But also they may send a representative. You never know. So be thinking about how we can highlight AmeriCorps service in a variety of ways. And this is another slide that's telling you the same thing. So we really, really want you to highlight service. I meant to pull this one out, but I really like the picture here with the dinosaur and the AmeriCorps A and then some kids hanging out in the background. That's super fun. And again, with the other AmeriCorps A up there. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, pretty much the same. Just wanted to hit that twice. So organization and resources, we have on our Montana Campus Compact page a resource site. It's the same area that Time Logs was on before. Let's see. Can you guys see the website now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So if you go here, so mtcompact.org, you come over here to initiatives, hit this green arrow down to AmeriCorps, and here's our resources on the side. So monthly reporting, this is where you'll go to fill out the monthly report, and you can have your leader do that, but we definitely would want them running the report past you as well. And it is just a simple Google form. But then also resources. So our resources here, right now we have the contract out there. I'm updating it right now and I'll get the new one out this week. College Access Network, so that brings you out to some resources. Reach Higher Montana. And then we have a College Positive Volunteers Toolkit that is really helpful for college students or for all of our members. And it is broken down. It was designed by a bunch of PhDs at the Michigan Campus Compact, and they've given us permission to utilize it for our program. And it is coming together slowly here. It is broken down into age groups. So before you volunteer, serving with elementary students, middle school, high school students, ways to pay for college, and additional resources. So, you know, some of this stuff here could even work for your team members on how they will pay for service as well. So it's a really great resource, and it's out there on our resource page. And we will go ahead and add in here the calendar. hopefully the video for the time log system, those kinds of things. So whenever you're looking for some resources, this is where you'll want to find it. And this one here is the contract, the top one there. Like I said, I'm updating it. But when they sign the paperwork, their contract with us, they're signing saying that they've reviewed this. So definitely ask members as you're bringing on team members and stuff to go ahead and take a look at that as well. So again, it's back here to our campus, or to Campus Compact, initiatives, AmeriCorps, and they're right here on the right-hand side. So other things, we're going to pull together a private Facebook page for our leaders. I don't know if we'll have anything like that for team members, but definitely for our leaders. We have been using Basecamp, but our leaders didn't feel like it was helping them out. So hopefully a Facebook page so that they can chat about what they're doing around the state and share photos and documents and stuff could be a great way to keep them all organized. Google Docs as well, depending on how we can handle documents on the private Facebook page, or if we'll need to have a Google Docs as well. All leaders will receive a MT Compact email address, which comes with Google. It's a Google email and has Google Docs. I mentioned the scavenger hunt earlier, kind of a fun little activities, and we're going to be a little more structured with that over the next year to keep our leaders moving forward with accomplishing all of those wonderful things. We do a weekly check-in with our leaders on Tuesdays at 10 in the morning. So if we can avoid programming during that time, that would be a great help. And is there anything that you guys can think of that you'd like to see for us to help us organize our leaders or support you guys in organizing?
Danette, did you say you'd have weekly check-ins as a group on Tuesday morning?
For the leaders. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a staff meeting the second Tuesday of the month that we would want our leader to attend.
What time is that at?
It's from 9 to 11.
9 to 11.
And this is Nicole with like this.
Okay. Well, we meet at 10. So if it's an ongoing thing like that, we can
and it's just the second Tuesday of the month.
Just one time a
Yeah.
month. We're doing weekly right now, and it's possible that as we move forward that bi-weekly is going to be enough, so we'll try to avoid the second Tuesday. But yeah, at least to begin with, it's really good for them to be getting together. But if they can't for some reason, and we may have to adjust the schedule depending, but right now that seems to work. And like I said, we'll probably go bi-weekly after everybody kind of has their feet under them.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do there.
Thank you.
All right, so National Days of Service. Of course, the first one is right around the corner, September 11th. So here in Missoula, our VISTA leader is working to, should have wrote down more information on that. They're going to bring together a keynote speaker to talk about diversity, and I think it's a Muslim professor possibly. And then they're going to do some roundtables. So those who have members here in Missoula will be able to engage with that activity. The other thing that they're going to be doing is Smart 911. Smart 911 is, if you don't know what it is, it's the opportunity to go out and fill in all of your information online, saying how many children you have, if you have animals, whether or not your children have allergies or any family members who have an illness, maybe a heart problem, and you can put all the information and their medications and everything out there. And then if, God forbid, you ever have to call 911, they would have all that information pop up on the screen, and they'd know right where you live and all of the issues that are going on with your family members, and they can be prepared on their way there. So one of the projects here in Missoula will be to help get the word out about 911, Smart 911. I don't know, there may be a Smart 911 in Billings, possibly Butte. It's so we can look into it, or you guys could look into whether or not there is one. And I think that's kind of a neat way to support them. In Butte last year, I think this top picture here is NOAA, and they were building, they made little safety pin legs and then gave them to first responders. So that's the kind of stuff, but I understand that it's only 11 days after some of our members are starting, so it's a little harder to plan a project, but definitely, you know, finding a project in your community and engaging in it in some way would be great. MLK Day, however, is in January, and that is our big National Day of Service for Montana Campus Compact. We do Read for Peace throughout the state. Last year, I believe we were in 13 communities. Here in Missoula, we were at 14 schools and read to over 2,000 students. So throughout the state, we covered thousands of students and engaged a ton of volunteers. So that's where the mayor comes out. We had city council members come out and read. So it's a really great opportunity to engage community members, representatives, and members, and then of course college students as well. And we will be working with the leaders to start thinking about and planning for MLK Day, and everyone is required to be part of MLK Day of Service. Sometimes there's other service opportunities in their communities, and our members can, of course, support other ones, but they need to take some kind of a leadership around this. And the Read for Peace we would like to see in every community that has our members in it as well. So that's in January. We usually do Read for Peace the Friday before, at least here in Missoula, before the Monday of MLK Day, because the students are not in school, but it depends on what community you're in and whether or not that's the best way to do it, so you can determine that yourselves. Mayor's Day, so it's a day to ask the mayors, city council, county commissioners, those guys to recognize AmeriCorps service. And so a lot of times it's just a proclamation that they read at the city or county meetings, those kinds of things. But that's that, again, recognizing service. And some of our organizations have done some kind of a service project around it as well. Up in Havre, I know they've done some, they asked their mayor what would be a good project, and they did some cleaning of an area of town. So there's that opportunity. And then Global Youth Service Day. So that's we are really interested in planting the seed young on getting kids into doing service. So the youth that your members will be serving with are the ones that we would target, of course, to get them doing service. And sometimes it's as simple as, like at the Boys and Girls Club, asking the youth to go clean up their the yard and maybe help with painting or something like that, to really take ownership of their Boys and Girls Club. So you can come up with different ways. We will be applying for a Global Youth Service Day grant. Won't have much in, it's like $1,000, but that might be able to help us support some of you guys throughout the state as well if we get those grants. So I'll be thinking about those over the year. Pre and post surveys. So we have designed some pre and post youth focused, and they have different age range. So we have some that just have smiley faces, or, you know, different smiley faces for the kids to circle. And then we also have online versions. There may be a potential for parent surveys, and we will survey the AmeriCorps members at the beginning of service and then again at the end. For those of you who will be working with high school seniors who will graduate in May, it's really important that we are able to gather information on whether or not they attend college after being served by AmeriCorps members over the year. So we ask that you be thinking about how you might gather contact information for these high school seniors so that we can conduct a survey with them in October. That's enough time for them to be in college and be able to confirm that they have started and are continuing in college. So thinking about how you guys might want to handle that towards May timeframe. let's see. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we are Montana Campus Compact, so really that important reaching into the campuses and finding out who there is your resource and working with them closely. They can help you with recruiting team members and ideas for projects and helping you get volunteers, those kinds of things. So definitely be thinking about how you're going to partner with your campus if you're not already a campus. And then MOUs are due by August 31st. So be thinking about getting those into us as well. And I see we are running out of time, so I'm going to move quickly here. Performance measures. So this is something it's in our monthly report as well. With each measure that I ask you to fill out, there's a spot where you can click on this and go out and learn more about it so that you're gathering the information that we need to report out. So, and we can provide you with this information as well so you guys can start thinking about how you're going to gather that information. This is that college positive toolkit that we already discussed. Now it's broken down into different age ranges. Some more great pictures of our AmeriCorps members serving. So moving forward, I would like to schedule somehow. It's probably going to be quite difficult with all the different sites that we have, but I would like to schedule monthly or bi-monthly check-ins with the site supervisors, give you guys a chance to network and kind of talk about what's going on at each of your sites so that you can get ideas from other sites, but then also, you know, you can really get in there and talk with Amy about all the great things that they've been doing and how you can tailor your program in that way. So I can send out a doodle poll to see if we can't. To do this one, I did the site supervisor meeting last week and then again this week, and I think we've almost got everyone through it. So I know it's not going to be easy, but I think it's definitely going to be beneficial for all of us to have a chance to get together and chat. So I'll be watching for a doodle poll, and we'll see how we can not plan it on the second Tuesday between 9 and 11. That's for sure. Let's see. So like I mentioned earlier, we will start host site visits October, November timeframe, and then again March through May. So be thinking about what times would be best for me to come visit your site. I do like the opportunity to see the members in action. So like this one over here has Ruth Ann, and this was Veterans Day, and they made a flag and had the kids write who a hero was to them, and they made a neat flag that day. So when I can see members in action is super fun, and then also just getting that opportunity to really hear about how things are going at your site. So be thinking about in those two time frames, and yes, we come by twice. When would be a good time so we can start planning to schedule those out. I do travel with others from my office, so there's a lot of coordination, and I may or may not be able to fit around the dates that you originally come up with, but we'll try. And then questions. So I know we went quickly through that. Good thing we didn't do the video because it's 3 o'clock now.
And I have 2 questions.
Okay.
When you say, a while back you said that some of the campuses provide match, how is that handled, and is that decision a yearly decision, and who do we need to talk to about that? Can you?
The matching is, let's see here, you can go to our website again. Let me pull that over here. And I think it's just ongoing. I don't believe that they have to redo it. And let's see here, match. The financial aid office is the one that should be able to help you with that. And where's the matching? We had a list of them. What am I doing here? No, that's not the. Oh yeah, here we go. So it's on this page, awards, scholarships. And so these are the ones that have, and some of the restrictions behind it. So restrictions are like if their parents work for the college and they're already getting a tuition waiver, then they wouldn't qualify. And Flathead Community College has these up to 5 matches, $1,000 per education award. So there are some restrictions that apply, but you can check out our website. And as far as I know, there's no re-upping. They've just committed to do this. Any other questions?
Yes, my only other question was if you're a naughty site supervisor and you do not have a team leader slated for starting September 1, are we allowed to continue to recruit and find someone and kind of still drop them in?
Okay, so are you saying that you don't have a leader yet?
Correct.
Correct.
We were supposed to interview someone this morning and they backed out, so.
Okay. Yes, we have had leaders join as late as November. I would love to see all leaders on by mid-October at the latest. So yeah, we are actively recruiting right now from our end, and from your end, we do ask that you move quickly with setting up interviews and talking to them. We have a few that we are interviewing this week, and they will go out to several sites. So that's where it's on you to make sure that you contact them as quickly as possible and be the site that they want to serve with. So you have to let us know right away if you want to offer so that we can send it out to them. And again, with that, back to the recruitment slide, be thinking about how you can be recruiting locally. That would help get people to be able to start sooner if we're recruiting locally as well. So where would you do that? You know, Facebook posts, your website, volunteer sites, really helping support the leader recruitment with all of these kinds of things. But then even team members. So if you don't have a leader in place, I do suggest that you move forward with recruiting team members right away, because they are looking for their work study positions or their practicum positions or their internships or whatever at this point. And if you snooze, you're going to miss out on probably some pretty great college students to help support your program. So you can get started without a leader, but again, we'll want to move quickly on getting a leader in place. Does that answer your question?
It did, and also gave me, I mean, I'm sorry, that's just where we're at, but I wanted to make sure, because sometimes in AmeriCorps Vista, if they don't make the start date, then you're out till the next year. So I wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, no.
We'll be moving as fast as we can, Danette.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, no, we are more flexible, which is it's a blessing and a curse. Because if it was just everything was done, then I could move on with other things. But I'm going to keep recruiting hard. We'll keep sending out emails to the eGrants folks as well to try to pull them in there. Like I said, local recruits would be really cool. Maybe talking to whoever, like college services or somebody who knows that some students have graduated in May and still haven't found an opportunity, that they're positioned somewhere and they might want to do a year of service and kind of pay off some of those student loans, those kinds of things. So be thinking creatively about how we can bring on leaders. So we do have a couple of sites still that are looking for leaders. And team members, moving forward with team members quickly. Because they're definitely the ones that are gonna find something else sooner. I think that I'm wondering if some of our recruitment issues is that we do a heavy recruitment in July and August, and that people are off playing during July and August. So next year I want to start our recruitment in the end of April, early May. It's going to be like we're recruiting before we are confirmed that we have funding, but we're going to have that opportunity to find those students when they're first, or leaders when they're first graduating and they haven't given up and gone to play on a beach somewhere during July and August. So I'm thinking about how we might be able to increase our recruitment pool for next year as well. So we're not in the same place. All right. Well, I will send you the time log review video. Unless any of you want to stick around for the next 5 minutes and watch it, I could do it right now. It's got like a password, so I'm not really sure why. But does anybody want to see it now, or do you guys want me just to email it to you?
Email, preferably.
All right. And I will send that. And like I said, it's got a password with it, so just plan on logging in. And right now on America Learns, we have a video for the team members that tells them how to use it. So we're providing this in this other way. We want to make sure that the team members, when they get in there, they understand how to use the time log system. But I am excited to hear how it goes and whether or not it really is mobile friendly. So definitely keep me posted on how on your thoughts about the new time log system. Amy, do you know if any of your team members might be serving again?
Yes, we have some team members returning. I just don't have a team leader to organize my returning members at this point.
Okay. Well, the good news with the returning members, they don't require fingerprints. So once you get them organized and you're ready for them to start their service, then just have to let us know and we can get them enrolled quicker. We don't have to worry about getting them fingerprinted, and we can start them whenever that works best for you. When you do get their names, if you can send names and emails to us, we can send them out an AmeriCorps Learns login so that they can start the paperwork, which is a lot simpler when they're reserving. And I did want to share with you that, well, actually, I'm not positive, but Teresa Gregory,
Yes.
She applied for a leader position and she's been offered it. So I don't know if she's going to accept it.
I called and said to her, why are you applying for Girl Scouts and other positions in Missoula when you could come back here? And she said, because I'm over Butte.
Right, I did try to push her towards you as well.
Yeah, and I love her. And, you know, that's the greatest compliment is kind of when your little birdies leave the nest. So
Right.
Really excited about her. And whoever gets her in Missoula is getting a hell of a girl. This woman is so energetic and so brilliant. They're really lucky.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Well, like I said, we offered it to her on Friday, but I haven't heard. So hopefully she will accept that. And sounds like we will be in luck. Very excited. And thanks for everything you do over there. And yeah, keep me posted on any of your team members. And let's work together on getting you a nice, strong leader. You're going to need a strong leader with that big, exciting program. So, okay, any other questions? Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end. I should have ended the recording a while ago.